Welcome back, everyone, to the Viking SupplyNet virtual trade show, where we're interviewing and visiting with many of our business partners with Supply Network. And now visiting with us are the guys from General Air Products, Ray Fremont, Dave English, and Mr. Matt McTamney. So, Ray, what's new with General Air Products?
All right, Adam, instead of telling you what's new with General Air this year, I figured we would show you. So we'll do a quick tour of our new fire sprinkler system training facility. All right, we'll start our tour with the classroom. We do part of our training in here. Again, our emphasis is on getting hands-on with the training facility, but we do have this 40-seat non-traditional style classroom where we're trying to encourage discussion and get away from the traditional kind of look forward, just listen to my PowerPoint kind of deal. And in doing so, we've had a lot of success, and we partner not just with, so it's not just General Air in here. We have Viking bringing in their tech reps to talk about all the Viking product. We have a lot of Viking partners come in here, and we put together whole days of training. And like I said, it starts in the classroom, and then we move on to the lab area. And the lab area is where we're going to go next, where we have live dry valve, live wet valves, we have backflow preventers, we have a live fire pump and fire pump controller. But we're going to go in here now, and I'm going to bring you around to a couple guys from General Air to talk to you about some of the General Air Products equipment that we have next door here.
Hi Adam, my name is Matt McTamney, and I'm one of the regional sales managers here at General Air Products, and welcome to our Nfpa 13D pump and tank room. So I'm going to show you around a little bit here. One of the first things that we have here is an Nfpa 13D compliant pumping system. We call it a system because it is a pump motor assembly with the riser. This application would be for when you want to boost your city pressure, but you have sufficient flow to your system. These are wet system solutions for residences. Nfpa 13D indicates that it's a 1 or 2 family dwelling. So we also have situations where there is sufficient pressure or insufficient pressure and also not enough flow. So in a case like that, we would use a pump and tank system. This is an example of one of our pump and tank systems. As you can see, you have your pump below and you have your tank above. In this case, a lot of times they're side by side. We can build these custom. They come with controls, as you can see, and they're pressure switch operated. And over here, one of our newest additions, which we think is a great fit for the Viking line, is the H2 Home pump and tank system. The pump, as you can see, is integral, fits in this keyhole below. And one of the nice features about this is this entire assembly will actually slide out just like a drawer. All we do is disconnect a couple bolts and a quick disconnect on the hose line here. This particular model has a controller on it. This is an edition. It's called the A1 edition. The tank is 425 gallons. These are very competitively priced in the market. It's a very good solution. One of the great things about these tanks, it's also known as a door tank or a narrow tank. It will fit through a doorway. So you can pull this pump and tank, or this pump assembly right out of the bottom, and you can move this tank right through a doorway. It makes for easy installation, and also pulling that pump out of there makes for easy maintenance going forward. Now, one of the things that we like to point out, whatever pump, wet pump that you buy from us, it's always going to be manufactured to industrial grade, and it's made of stainless steel. That's a big benefit in the marketplace. This mitigates corrosion and makes for heavy duty operation.
That's great, Matt. Can you tell me when someone would just use a pump like the Econo series versus something like the H2 Home?
You would use an Econo pump in the event that you have to boost your pressure to the furthest sprinkler head in a residence. Let's say I have sufficient flow coming into the house, and according to my design, I need 40 gallons per minute to get to that furthest sprinkler head. If I already have sufficient flow and all I need to do is boost pressure, that's an application where I would use an NFPA 13D compliant booster pump. That is how this is known. All I'm doing is essentially boosting the pressure that's coming in from the city water to boost to what I need to get to that furthest sprinkler head. The applications where I would use a tank, such as this custom unit here or this H2 home unit, which we find a very good application, is when I actually don't have that same 40 GPM I need to get to that furthest sprinkler head. I then have to have, according to NFPA 13D, sufficient water storage to give me 10 minutes, a 10-minute duration of water flow. That's why these tanks are designed at this particular one is 425 gallons. But 400 gallons is a good point because you're talking about, according to code, I need 10-minute duration, and a lot of design is based on 40 GPM. So if I have 40 GPM and a 10-minute duration, that gives me 400 gallons of necessary water storage. Also, just to point out, even if your pressure is sufficient, but you don't have enough flow, you're automatically going to need a pump. That's what makes the H2 Home such a great solution and a great addition to the Viking line, for sure.
Hi, I'm Dave Fremont, Regional Sales Manager at General Air Products. I'm standing here in our training room at the dry riser pipe section.
Dave, General Air Products fire protection air compressors are very well known. What makes them so special?
Our compressors are designed specifically for the fire protection application. We expect 5,000, 8,000 run hours out of our equipment. On top of that, we have customer service that we hang our hat on, and anytime any customer of ours has an issue with compressors in the field, they get backed up with our customer service.
Dave, are there different types of fire protection air compressors?
We offer a somewhat large variety of air compressors. Over my head here would be probably our most common, the Oilless riser mounted compressors. That runs from 1.6 horsepower all the way up to a 2 horsepower compressor. They come in single and 3-phase, and most units are tri-voltage. The compressor over here on my right is a lubricated compressor. We've been building it for several years, and they come from a 1/3 horse all the way up to a 5 horsepower compressor. So these units can cover pretty much any system out there. They'll go up to a 2,500 gallon system, and we should have all your needs covered just between those two type of compressors. The other compressor that we offer is a quiet compressor. It's a newer unit relative to the oilless and lubricated. It was built about 6 or 7 years ago. We found a need for a quieter compressor in the industry because the way buildings are being built now, people find themselves closer to compressors, so they are able to hear them. With a quiet design, you can put it on one side of drywall and you won't hear it on the other. It's very useful in certain applications.
What type of fire protection air compressor would you say is most commonly recommended?
The type of air compressor I would always recommend would be an oilless tank mounted unit. And I recommend that because with an oilless unit, there is a lot less maintenance, and a tank mounted unit because it lasts longer.
If someone has questions or wants to learn more about your fire protection air compressors, what can they do, Dave?
Always feel free to give us a call at our 800 number. Our customer service team can always answer all your questions regarding air compressors. And also our website, www.generalairproducts.com, has all the information you'd ever want or need on air compressors.
Hi, I'm Dave English, Director of Sales at General Air Products. I'm in the training room here with the specialized compressor products that we offer, and here to talk to you about that.
Good stuff, Mr. English. Can you tell me, aside from your standard fire protection air compressors, what other types of air supply equipment does General Air Products offer, specifically for dry and pre-action systems?
Well, what we have is a lubricated unit here. This is our dry air pack. Basically what this is it's a big air compressor with a filter on it. The filter that is on this one happens to be a regenerative desiccant. And the way that this works is that we're putting high pressure air through the desiccant, which will remove the moisture going into your fire sprinkler system, which creates very, very dry air. So that would be used in your freezer room application and cold storage application, which eliminates ice plugs. We also use it in corrosion mitigation situations such as parking garages.
So the dry air pack will eliminate moisture preventing ice plugs in freezer room applications and can also help to mitigate corrosion in systems. Tell me about nitrogen generation for corrosion mitigation.
Basically, this is our floor standing nitrogen generator. We also have a wall mount nitrogen generator. Again, this is a compressor with a fancy filter on it. And what this is designed for is to mitigate corrosion within a sprinkler system. And the way we do that is we're putting high pressure air through a membrane, and the membrane is basically just a separator. What we're doing is we're separating the oxygen and other gases from the air that we're breathing to get to 98% nitrogen, which that 98% nitrogen going into a sprinkler system basically eliminates corrosion, and you cannot have rust basically in the system when we're doing that. It's a very, very good way to eliminate corrosion within the sprinkler system in the right application.
Dave, it seems like there's a lot of variety and complexity in air supply equipment for dry and pre-action systems. What should our customers do if they need help deciding on what the best solution is for their application?
It's a great question, Adam. What we suggest is that, what we want to do is have your customer call us. We don't expect anybody at Viking to be the expert on it. Let us help you be the expert on it. If you've got a guy that is looking for a nitrogen generator, if he's looking for dry air, if he's looking for compressors, let us handle that. What we're going to want to know is where is it going? What's the application? What kind of airflow does he need? What size is his system? And these are all questions that will guide us to the right application for what specialty, basically what specialty air supply you would need at that point. We certainly want everybody calling the 800 number if there's any issues in the field or what have you. All of our products have the 800 number plastered all over them. So, any issues out in the field, we expect a phone call from your guys out there.
All right, well, thanks for joining us on the tour. For anybody watching this video, Viking customers, what have you, if you're ever interested in coming in here, learning more about, general air products, air supplies, nitrogen generators, dry air units, 13D pump and tanks, things like that, or putting together a day of training, contact your partners at Viking and they'll get with us and we can set up a day. I'm looking forward to hoping to have you in here in person very soon. So again, thanks for joining us and see you soon.
Wow, guys, I really appreciate all this information today and just sharing with us all of what's new and the capacities and capabilities that you guys share with us on a daily basis. I guess everybody can see why you're a 30-year partner. Really appreciate you guys joining us today, and I hope to see you soon. Everybody else, we'll see you back in just a little while with another visitor.